Good morning. I hope you don't mind me being in my Sunday gear. I didn't really feel like putting on actual clothes because I think I'm gonna stay at home today. The sun was out when I woke up and then I started to make this video and the sky turned grey. So I'm no longer motivated to leave the house because it's Sunday. I mean, let's face it, that's what people like to do on a Sunday, or at least I do. And I also hope you don't mind my bed being, well, you can't really see it, but I'm doing the laundry at the moment, so the sheets are gone. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Elisa and I'm the Mindful Makeup Artist. So, in this video I wanted to do something different. Like I already said in a previous video, I also want to talk about other stuff than just makeup, because even though makeup is my job, I don't feel like it defines me as a person. I mean, I'm more than just a makeup artist, and I also want to talk about those subjects. And something that also really interests me is reading. So I figured maybe I should do like one of those monthly reads videos and just see how it goes. I'm not sure if I will do a monthly book video because I'm quite a slow reader, and yeah, but I will try to do it once in a while. And I think it might also be a good way of getting to know me a little bit more, because obviously what you read is like a signal of who you are as a person and what interests you. So I have my tea and let's do this. That's some good choco tea. Choco tea. These are all the books that I'm currently working on. Like I said, I'm a slow reader and this is probably the reason. I'm gonna start with the non-fictional books. So I'm about to go to Berlin very soon. I'm sorry if I'm not looking at you guys, but I'm distracted by the people on the parking lot who are watching me. So I'm going to Berlin in a couple of weeks, and that's why I bought two books, well, about Berlin, obviously. I really like these books, 500 Hidden Secrets of a Certain City. And I think every time I'm gonna do a city trip, I want to have one of those books because they are full of great tips. They are actually by locals. And it's also a great souvenir because you have this memory of, oh, all these cities I went to. So I haven't started this one yet, and I should really do it because Berlin is getting closer and closer and I really am not prepared at all. So I bought this one, and then I also found this one in a secondhand bookstore. I mean, this is the first one that I bought, but this dates from 2010. So I'm not sure how accurate this one still is, so that's why I also bought the other one. So those two have priority at the moment because I really need to, I mean, I want to know something about the city that I'm going to. The second one, something that I really love, is Timeless, a century of iconic looks. I did a hairstyling training as well, and I bought this book because it's like a beautiful encyclopedia of the typical hair and makeup styles from, I think, the 1920s until the current day that we live in. And what I also really like is that it's by Louise, by the way. She's a makeup artist, and I think the hair pieces are by Loulia Sheppard. I hope I pronounced that correct. And what I also really like is the historical aspect of the book, because you have like actual pictures of what women used back then. It's just a great naslagwerk is how we call it in Dutch. I mean, if you are interested in hair and makeup and in the history of the different looks and the different time eras, this is really a go-to book for you. The different steps are explained, beautiful pictures. I do feel like if you haven't done any hairstyling yet, or if you have no hairstyling skills at all, I think that the hairstyling bit can still be a little bit difficult, because I did buy this book before I started my training. I mean, honestly, I couldn't really figure out the hairstyling stuff. I just bought it because I had seen it online or on her Instagram, I think. And I just really wanted to have it because some makeup books are just so pretty to have. I actually bought it more because of the beauty of the book and because of the beautiful pictures, and not necessarily because of the hairstyling aspect. Because when I was looking at the hairstyling pieces, I was like, yeah, no, I can't do that. But if you had a hairstyling training, even if it's like a basic training, it can be really useful. Also, of course, if you work as a professional makeup artist and you have to do period makeup and period hairstyling, this is really good. Also, you know, if you have to go to a vintage party or whatsoever, I mean, it's really good. And it's really accurate as well, because I feel like there are a lot of misunderstandings about certain time periods. I can't remember exactly, but I think one of the things that I actually didn't know myself is that I thought the winged eyeliner was actually something that originated in the 40s, but it's actually something that only started in the 50s. I mean, you know, if makeup is like a hobby to you, it doesn't really matter, but if you do it professionally, it's actually really interesting. You know, it also shows what kind of colors were typical for that era. So it's, yeah, I keep repeating myself, but if you are into hair and makeup, or if you just want a beautiful book about the different makeup and hairstyles, then this is really a joy to read. And it's easy to read. I mean, it's not like an actual, I mean, it is an actual book, of course, but I think I'm almost halfway through and I did that in half a day. Then I am also working on Apostel, same word in Dutch as in English. I am not a religious person, and in fact I hate the Catholic Church. But I am quite interested in the actual history behind certain religions. And I think I do have that with Christianity. I mean, I'm not into Jesus, but I do, you know, I am quite fascinated by, you know, what's really the truth behind it, you know, who was he really as a person? And that's why I sometimes get tempted to buy books about the actual historical elements behind a certain religion. I have to say that this isn't like the easiest book to read, because I think I started about 3 months ago, and this is all that I have already read. I don't know, I mean, I think I can only give like a solid review if I have actually read the entire book. But for now I'm sort of struggling a little bit. I feel like for me it's a lot of name dropping, and I'm sometimes lost in what he's saying, despite the fact that I'm convinced that it's all really interesting stories, you know. But so far I'm not really too keen on the book, but I'm also somebody who, like, I want to finish it, you know. I have the same thing with a movie or with a TV show. If I don't like it, I'm still gonna finish it, because I always have this idea like maybe it will get better, or maybe I will get a better understanding if I keep watching or reading. So I am gonna finish it, and maybe I will completely change my mind, because I mean it is like a traveling book as well, because he goes to Jerusalem and Italy and Turkey, and it's really interesting how all these different places in the world are connected to the apostles. I think I just have to stick through with this one and commit to it, and then I might actually enjoy it. But I wouldn't lie if I said that it's massively easy to read. But we will see how it goes, I guess. Sorry, it's nothing personal, I mean. So those are the non-fictional books that I'm reading at the moment. Then the fictional books. First one,
The Lord of the Rings.
The second book. I don't want to insult the Lord of the Rings fans, because I know that this is an iconic writer and that the books are like massively popular even today. I just don't really like to read them that much. I quite like the movies, and I know that sounds so... I mean, I feel like if you are into the movie business, you have to love The Lord of the Rings. It's the same thing for something like Star Wars. I mean, you can't say that you don't like Star Wars. I mean, I like Lord of the Rings, but I'm not like obsessed with it. I was always more a Harry Potter fan than a Lord of the Rings fan. But I got these books way back. They were gifted to me by my parents, and I think I got them when I was only 9 or 10 years old. I think they bought them for me just because I had finished all the Harry Potter books, and this was like the next big thing. And I remember I started to read the book, like the first book, back then when I was a younger girl. And I just couldn't focus on the book. It was like too much information. A little bit more than a year ago, I was like, I'm gonna give it a second try, and I read the first one, and I was still struggling with it so much. I mean, I feel like the exciting aspects that you have in the movies, I don't really find that in the books. I mean, I'm not reading and be like, oh my god, it's so exciting, I want to go to the next chapter. I mean, in all honesty, if I have read a chapter, I'm like, yeah, that's another chapter done. But that's just my personal opinion. I mean, I have no hate against Tolkien. Maybe it's just me. But I have also other friends who read these books and said sort of the exact same thing. So yeah, I mean, it's just a personal matter, really. But like I said, I'm gonna finish it. I'm almost done with it. I think I have 2 more chapters left, and then still 1 more book to go. I'm gonna get a lot of hate from the Tolkien fans after this video, shutting down my channel and all of that stuff. And then the last book I'm reading at the moment, have some more tea, is Viking, Zoon van het Noorden, aka Viking, Son of the North. So I have a huge interest in Scandinavia. I have always felt like a certain connection to that piece of the world. I don't think I have any roots in Scandinavia, although I would like to do one of those DNA tests to find out where I'm from, basically. But also, you know, I would consider myself a modern day pagan, and I like to work with modern day witchcraft and rituals and that kind of stuff. The whole mythology, the ancient Norse mythology, is just something that really resonates with me. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that era, because I know that nowadays is probably the best time to live, for all different reasons. But I do feel like people were probably way more connected to nature back then. And that's something that I really miss in our current society. Myself too, you know, I live in a city and I also really like the city life, but I do feel that I'm really into nature, and I'm specifically fascinated by the sea. I always, like when I'm at the sea, I can't really describe it, but it's just, the sea always does something for me. And for me, the sea is something magical as well. And anyways, I mean, this book, I mean, if it's a book about Viking culture or ancient Scandinavian culture, then the chances are really big that I will pick up the book and buy it. However, I'm also quite skeptical because, I mean, ancient Scandinavia was so much more than just Vikings. And not every person was a Viking. I mean, the majority of the people back then were probably farmers and normal common people. But what I do like about this book is that you can really tell that the writer has done a lot of research on the topic. It's really reading like a chronicle, if that makes sense. It's not like packed with action scenes, but you really get a sense of what it was actually like back then. And I also like the fact that the main character is quite spiritual. He has this gift, like the Seder gifts. So he's like a seer, or he gets visions and that kind of stuff. So there is also a really spiritual aspect to this book, and that's also what I really like. Yeah, I've almost finished it, and I could really recommend this one. I don't know if it's an old book. Oh wow! Oh no. Oh yeah, it is. Ooh, it dates from 1951 apparently. I thought it was more modern. I also bought it in a second-hand shop. Oh no, 2005? I'm confused. Anyways, it's not massively modern, but I do like how he approached it. I mean, like also the main character travels a lot. So at the beginning of the book, you have these maps to sort of show where he's going. Also the names in the books, there is a very authentic feel to it, and if you're really interested in ancient Scandinavia, not necessarily focusing on all the Viking stuff, you will like this book, I guess. So Those are the books that I'm currently reading. I quite enjoyed doing this video actually. Like I said, I do like makeup, but it feels kind of nice to do other things than makeup as well. And this is exactly the reason why I started this channel. Because I don't just want to talk about my job. I also want to talk about all the other aspects in my life. So there you have it. I hope you enjoy your day wherever you are. I hope you like this video. If you do, you are allowed to leave a thumbs up. If you don't, then just be kind. I mean, I'm not angry if you didn't like this video. I can't please everyone, but just be nice. Just be nice. And yeah, subscribe to my channel if you liked this and if you want more videos like this. And then I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Also, if you have tips for Berlin, put them down below. See you very soon. Dag. Or tschüss. Maybe I should say tschüss now, with Berlin in mind. So, in this channel, for this channel, of my channel, yeah, I look like a weird animal like this. Brr.